Around 10 years ago, I was an admin person. I graduated from college. I'm from Egypt. I moved countries, relocated to the UAE, and I got an opportunity to move from the admin department to the human resources department. I was fortunate enough to have a line manager who happened to be a coach, a business coach. I didn't know what was coaching. I didn't understand any of what she was saying at the time, but I still remember the first meeting. I sat there. We had to apply for the ISO certification. They moved me to the training department to help with that project. And of course, I went into the meeting with my writing pad and the pen, and I sat there waiting for instructions. You know, the boss will tell me what to do. And I sat there, and she said, "Oh, this is the goal. That's what we want to do. What do you think?" Guess what happened to me? I freaked out. Well, somebody wants me actually to use my head. I'm not used to that. I just receive orders and I do what the boss wants. And I remember that I actually had to stop the meeting, and I said, "Can we meet later?" And she said, "Sure, okay." We met again after lunch, and she was like, "Okay, so what do you think? How could we do that, you know? What do you suggest?" And again, I freaked out. Anyway, it took me a while to understand what is coaching. And coaching is basically about inviting people's opinions and suggestions, involving them, getting them to take ownership of what's happening to the business, of what's happening in their role. I'll just share with you the results because it's a long story, but within 1 year of coaching, I saved, and I wasn't in a sales or marketing position where I can affect the profit of the organization directly. I was in a support function. Training is a support function. But I saved the company 5 million dirhams that year. I was very inspired, motivated, engaged that I came up with suggestions and solutions to business problems that I had no idea I could come up with. Or I didn't even know what was going on just a few months before. So I'm a big believer in coaching. Do you coach your employees or your children, your teenagers? Do you have to understand or be an expert in that field on the coaching subject? No, you don't. There's a lot to learn about coaching. Due to the time limitation, I'll try to cover as much as possible, but there's a lot on the web. There's a lot on our website. It's a great tool to change your business dramatically in a very short span of time. When we look at coaching, most people think of what? Sports coaching, yeah? Who likes football here? Yeah? Okay. I'm not going to ask what clubs do you support because we don't want any fights in the room. But what a coach does, what does a coach do? What does a coach do? Instruct? Get the best out of the players? Does he get in there in the field and play soccer? No. It's exactly what you do as a coach. You get the best out of the players. And how do you do that? There are a lot of techniques, but it's all about questions. If you start coaching your employees, there is a very simple model that you can easily find on the internet and follow called GROW. GROW for goal setting, G for goal setting, R for reality check, O for options, and W for well or wrap it up. And it's simply, and instead of telling your employees what to do, you just ask them what needs to be done. So if, what's your name, sir? Jonathan. So if I want to coach Jonathan now, or I want to tell him, let's say we've got a problem at work. And instead of saying, you know, the prescription, and I'm the doctor, Jonathan, this is the problem, this is what you need to do to solve it. I would say, Jonathan, this is the goal. Remember the first letter, G? This is the goal of this conversation. That's what we want to achieve. We want to solve this problem. And then we move immediately to the next step, which is reality check. What is going on here? What is happening? What are the resources you've got? What are the obstacles you're facing? How can we overcome that? What do you suggest? Who can help you? It's all about questioning. Who answers? Who finds the solutions, me or Jonathan? Jonathan. If you find yourself talking more than your employees while coaching them, then this is not coaching. What you want to do is get the employee to actually use the brain. Exactly. When you give suggestions and the manager actually take your suggestion on board, what happens to you? Happy? Free? And if I assign that task or that suggestion and we're going to implement it and I assign it to you, Jonathan, would you be happy to actually take care of it, to have the ownership and develop it?
Yeah.
What about the commitment level?
You'd be more committed to it.
More committed. If I just went to Jonathan and said, Jonathan, this is the problem, this is what you want to do, this is what you need to do you think the level of commitment would be the same? No. Trust me. Try it with your teenager. When you go home today, well, after this trip, please try it with your teenagers. You would be, even children, friends, and instead of coming to you for an advice, ask them what's happening. What are the obstacles? What are the main problems? What is the root cause? What do you think the real problem is? What do you think could work here? Get them to think about the problem, see it from different angles, and then get them to find the solution themselves. You have no idea how much you'll be helping them when you do that. You look at option then, which is the third stage. So we started with goal settings and then reality check. Third stage or third step is options. You look at the options and what is the most relevant option and how it could help your business and your employees develop and grow. And you wrap it up, which is the last stage, with a plan, an action plan. So if me and Jonathan had agreed to solve this problem by doing 1, 2, 3, then I would wrap this session by saying, Jonathan, so this is what you suggested, this is what we believe is the final solution for this problem. What is that you're going to do today? What is that you're going to do next week? Who can help you? Any problems or any obstacles we haven't thought about that we need to cover or discuss now? Jonathan leaves the room, go and implement or apply or develop the solution, and then we meet again. The week after, the month after, there is a communication, ongoing communication between me as a business owner or a department manager and my employees. If you've got managers in your department, who's got managers in his store or department working under him? The best investment you can make is turning your managers into coaches. Because then you can coach them, and they coach those working for them. And you turn the whole company, store, department into a place where everybody's happy to suggest, take ownership, feel authorized and empowered, and help you as a business owner to reach your business goals. So I've seen it working in